In these energetic updates, I share a nervous system-informed approach to working with the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical bodies through the lens of the elements: fire, air, water, and earth. This work is not about prediction. It is about awareness, pattern recognition, and learning how to move through life with greater intention and balance. This week moves through the waning gibbous moon, into the last quarter moon, and then into the waning crescent moon, the closing arc of the lunar cycle leading toward the new moon in Cancer on July 14. After the illumination of the full moon in Capricorn on June 29, the light of the moon begins to soften. What was revealed during peak visibility now shifts into integration, release, and restoration. This is a phase where experience is no longer expanding outward, but turning inward to be processed, embodied, and refined. Nervous system focus, reflection and meaning-making, releasing outdated patterns and structures. Rest, integration, and restoration. Preparing for a new cycle of growth. Core reflection questions. What has this cycle taught me that is now ready to be lived rather than analyzed? What patterns are naturally completing themselves? What am I being invited to release with compassion? Where is rest asking to become part of my growth, not separate from it? Themes of the week is participation and safe expansion. Participation is not about doing more or becoming someone new. It is the gradual return to the understanding that you are part of the equation of your own life. As awareness deepens, you may begin to notice where people-pleasing, adaptation, or survival-based responses have pulled you away from your own needs. Safe expansion begins in those moments of recognition, where you gently return yourself to your own center. July 5, Pisces Bridge, Water Element, Emotional Body. The emotional body continues processing the fine print of the contracts that surfaced during the full moon in Capricorn. Putting yourself back into the equation allows the emotional waters to begin flowing again, reminding the nervous system that safety and connection can exist together. July 6 to 8, Aries, 3 days of integration, fire element, spiritual body. As we move into 3 days of fire, the invitation shifts toward reconnecting with your own spirit. Creativity, passion, humor, confidence, and even your playful or spicy nature may begin returning as your nervous system experiences greater safety. This is not about forcing motivation or pushing through discomfort. Expansion cannot be overridden by willpower alone. July 9 to 10, Taurus, earth element, physical body. Safety becomes something to practice rather than simply understand. This is a time to ground yourself within your body, your daily rhythms, your environment, and your connection to Mother Earth. As your foundation becomes more rooted in safety, you may notice a greater capacity to reconnect with your own thoughts, emotions, needs, and direction. July 11, Gemini Bridge, air element, mental body. The mental body is ready to reflect on the conscious choices that have shaped this week's experiences. This energy reminds us that endings and beginnings often overlap, creating space to integrate what has been learned before moving into the next cycle. As your nervous system continues building safety, you may notice greater clarity around the thoughts, beliefs, and perspectives that support your growth, as well as those that no longer align with the foundation you are creating. The key is safety. An extinction burst is the temporary return of an old thought, emotion, behavior, or survival response just before it begins to lose its influence. The return of an old pattern is not necessarily a sign that you are moving backward. It may simply be your nervous system checking whether the familiar strategy is still needed. Loops are adaptive responses that once served a purpose. They continue until the nervous system has enough evidence that a different way of responding is both available and safe.